that button. Nope. There we go. Hello and welcome to the Bold and Beautiful Rewind. That's right. Not mini spotlight, bitches. Rewind. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. Normally, I'm alone when I do this show. The show's been on for 5 years, but we talk about things that go on there, Bold and Beautiful related. And I thought I'd bring over from the other sister show two of my co-hosts you guys love so very much, and a relative of the other. Of course, I'm James Lott Jr. Let's say hello to Tammy Govea, Amanda Russ, and her sister Jill. Hi, ladies.
Hi. And welcome, Jill.
Welcome, Jill.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
So go ahead. Please go ahead.
Oh, I just say I'm very honored to be here.
We're honored to have you.
Yes, we are to have a relative of Amanda's, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, everybody, before we get there, so first of all, folks, please like, subscribe, comment, share everything. This video, this channel, our series, Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight, we do every Sunday, but not doing it this Sunday, but most Sundays. We're on there. We do that show, but it's also out for you to listen to it, to hear it, to see it, share it. We haven't reached every Bold and Beautiful person. I know we haven't. So there's more fans out there. I know we haven't. There are more fans out there. So please continue to share. The show is growing for us. For on this channel. We were on FBuzz TV, now we're here. So just share it around. We interview the stars, we talk to people, we talk to each other, we get into heated discussions on the show, and we have a good time. It's all fun here. It's all fun and games here. So we have a good time. So please share with people the show and subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe to the channel, I get things. So let's so I get more things to bring back to the shows. So please subscribe to the channel. While you're here. Also, we have a thing called Super Chats. Super Chats are also available if you want to give a little tip jar and say thank you for what we're doing today. That is available underneath the chat. And you guys know what to do. You guys know what's going on. So you know how to do all that stuff. But we are here tonight because there was an event on Saturday the 19th that Amanda and Jill went to. But first of all, before we get into that, Jill.
Oh, no.
So you're Amanda's older sister, but I mean, really beautiful. I'm sure just by minutes. You're older by minutes.
By minutes.
By minutes.
Seconds.
Can you tell us one thing about Amanda when she was a kid?
I don't really have any anything bad, in all honesty.
It doesn't be bad. I'm just she went straight there. I'm like, I spent anything.
Well, I figured you'd want some dirt.
You can be honest. You can be honest. I'm the baby, so.
Well, that's true. She is the baby, so she did
say it.
She did get away with a lot more things than
I'm very spoiled.
And our brother got away with it.
So I want to know, Amanda, as a kid, what was she obsessed with? What was one of the things like who is she obsessed with, like in Hollywood type of thing, or music? What was one of her, like, oh my god, oh my gosh?
What you might find interesting is that she was very much into rap music.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Very much into rap.
I like a rapper.
You go, Amanda. Okay. Amanda. Mm-hmm. I know why she like them rappers too, because I know what she likes on these soaps. Good girl.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. It's all come together now. Who's she choosing? Okay. That's very interesting. Wow. Didn't know that. Great question, Tammy. That's a great question. Why do you guys get along so well, you think, as adults? Because we come, you're forced together as kids to be together. But as adults, you actually have to find the friendship and relationship. Why do you think you guys connect?
Well, we grew up in a very small house.
Okay. Yeah.
5 people in a probably 1,100 square foot house with 1 bathroom. We shared a room our entire life. One small little bedroom with 2 twin beds in it, and we were just always together, and we always got along really well. And
her personality is like hope. So it's very hard to be mean to her because she's very sweet and she's not mean back. and you're like, well, now I feel like crap.
This is no
At
fun.
least yell back or something. He's very sweet.
Oh.
But I would not be putting up with Thomas's actions.
Oh. All righty. That's a whole other show, folks. We'll have to have Jill on. Our mini spotlights one of these days. She can talk about that. But hi, everybody in chat room. Hello, you guys are coming. You guys come on in. I see 7 are watching. Please like the like button while you're here, and it helps us out. That's very cute. So that's cute. So, but you guys decided. No, wait a minute. So, Amanda. Jill, you are a recent Bold watcher, or were you watching Bold for?
I have seen it just periodically because I'm sure as you all know, our mother was very much into soaps.
Yeah.
So I've always seen like bits and pieces, but I never was an avid B&B watcher.
Ooh, now it's B&B.
I know, it's that B&B.
He's the real deal.
But Amanda needed me to fill in for a little bit on her podcast. And she's like, please, just watch it and just see how you like it and see how it goes. And it's been a long time since I watched a soap like religiously. And I just got hooked. I'm like,
Told you.
I started watching it the first week and I'm on the phone with her. I'm texting her. I can't believe da 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 da. And she's
I created a monster, and now she's obsessed with Bill. She fell in the vortex, James.
The vortex.
Nothing I can do about it.
I did.
So Jill, when did you start watching it? What was the storyline? What was going on?
Gosh.
Was this during the mannequin? Were you watching it during the mannequin time?
No, I missed that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only been a few
Couple months.
Yeah,
Okay.
like maybe 3 or 4 months. So yeah, I missed the mannequin part, but I've gone back and watched some older episodes because Amanda will fill me in on, oh well, you need to know that this happened and that happened. And
I'm like, oh, don't trust him. No. You need to go back and watch this.
Yeah. So she's like, I fell into the Bill vortex, but I haven't seen any of I've only been exposed to the charming, nice Bill. Trying to be good.
I haven't seen the bad side yet.
That's
So
really
she's
good.
like, well, he did this and he did that. And I'm like, don't tell me. Don't tell me. You're ruining it.
Oh, don't worry, it won't ruin it. Don't worry, it won't ruin it. It won't ruin it. Tammy and I both can attest. Don Demon in person, you'll fall into the vortex all over again. Trust. We watched Tammy's interview. She's all giggly, and then me.
I was not all giggly. I was a professional.
Okay, so you better go back inside now because I can't take it anymore. No, she would say that. But she was kind of like, you should go back inside. I was like, and because he was looking right at you, Tammy. I was looking
it's one of those. Hi.
That's how I always felt, Tammy.
And at the end, when she's like, there's Don. And I was like, Don, damn it. I just took his name out. He came back and shook my hand. I said, I'll never watch his hand again.
Tammy's like, touch me with it.
I'm like, touch me now, touch me.
But she saw him first. She's like, there's Don. And I was like, wow, where is he? Like, it's the vortex. Still, it's the vortex. Just wait. If you and Amanda meet him in person, you're going to fall into it too, even harder. He's meant.
Well, I can tell you, Scott Clifton definitely has his own vortex.
Woo!
I promise you that.
So we're gonna so let's get into that. That's why everybody's here. You guys are in the hi everybody's hi Jacarius, hi everybody in the chat. Guys are here, especially you East Coast folks. I know it's later for you guys. Thank you for being here. Here's the deal. So Amanda, I'm at the Hollywood Bowl with my daughter watching Smashing Pumpkins and James Addiction. I get these texts just popping up my phone, and it's Amanda. And she's at this event that happened on November 19th, the same time when I was at my event. Yeah, Tammy's sweater is very cute. I'm going to tell you that's very cute. The same time, very cute.
It is cute, Tammy.
Very cute. Then I'm getting these things here from Louisiana, my family's home state. Love it. Louisiana. And her and Jill are at an event. We want to make sure I want to make sure I say this. It's the Little Big Cup host stars of Bold and Beautiful Wine are at the Red Oak Landing private airstrip and hangar in Sunset, Louisiana for the 5th annual benefit, the Cancer Support Community. And so her excitement through our texts is what led to this show. I thought, we don't have a show this weekend, so I thought I'm going to put a show out for the fans because also give a chance that you know kind of what happened and her experience, and Jill will share her experience too. So, Amanda, our co-host, you decided. So you told yourself when you found out this event, I can drive over there. I'm in Mississippi. So kind of talk us through how you decided to come to the event.
And start with she sent us pictures of the horrible weather that you were driving.
Yes, that too. Yes, that too.
And it was like, one of the mailmen, come sleet, rain, or snow.
Yes,
I'm going to get there.
Yes, exactly.
Nothing is stopping me from seeing Scott. Nothing. Oh, and my KKL.
KKL, you got it. We love her. Yay.
Okay, so James texts and he's like, "You're smiling. I know you're smiling, huh?" Like you can't stop smiling.
I can feel it through those texts. Yes, Amanda did meet Dom. She has a picture with Dom. She met Dom. Somebody asked her chat if you met KKL's man, Dom.
Oh, yeah.
See, Amanda's she already lost.
Her social, go on her Insta. She posted all these amazing photos.
Yeah, these pictures on both beautiful podcasts.
Oh, guys. Oh, no. Okay. So we're late because I had issues with making the shirts for them. And I finally was like, forget it. I ended up making the shirts, but we were late, right? So then the weather. So it's horrible weather. And I'm like, oh man, I hope we don't miss anything. I was like freaking out. And I was totally freaking out. So we get off the interstate and we start driving. And it's like we're like in the country. Like really, it's super dark. The GPS tells us to turn and it's like a brick gate. But it's a mansion. Like when you look, it's like a huge mansion. And I was like, we're gonna get arrested. So we keep going, we turn around, we come back, and we turn into this mansion. And I'm like, all right, we're going to jail. Let's just go see. So we drive around. You go around behind the mansion, and there's a huge hangar. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking, Damon. I was like, well, we're gonna go to Louisiana jail.
The Doberman pinchers start running out.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful mansion, though. So around the back is a big hangar. And I'm like, oh, thank God. So we pull up, and this ATV comes flying out. He comes driving out. They take you to your spot where you park. Then they wipe all the seats off so it's dry, and they pick you up and they take you to the event and walk you in. I was like, oh my God, I feel like VIP. And it was small. So I was expecting like a lot of people, but it wasn't a lot of people. So we go in, and immediately when I walk in, right over here, on one side is Jennifer.
Oh my gosh.
Jennifer Garris.
In the middle is Scott, and he has on an amazing green leather jacket. Then over on the side, I saw Casey, the producer. So I walk by, and he recognizes me. So I stop, and he's like, did you just get here? And I said, yeah, I just got here. I'm late. Sorry. Like I was like freaking out. And he said, okay, let me tell you what you missed. So he tells us they arrived in this like old classic car, and they all got out, and they had like an introduction. And he's like, you know who they are. He's like, you know who they are. You didn't miss anything. He was like, you're good. I was like,
yes.
So they had like a beautiful buffet here. And I said, they had like a beautiful buffet. And the food was so good, Tammy. I was thinking about Tammy.
What was it? What'd they have? I want to know what were they wearing, and what food did you eat?
That's Tammy. That's Tammy.
It was Cajun food.
Mm.
Oh
so like they had different pastas.
Oh,
and they had salad, and they had rolls.
My stomach hurts. Somebody sounds
I
good.
know. Oh my God, that's so good.
Okay, so I'm looking around, right? Because everyone knows I'm obsessed with KKL, right?
Yes.
So I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't see her. I don't see her. So we sit in the back because it's right by where the VIP doors are. No lie, Tammy. The door flies open.
God.
And she floats out like an angel. Tammy, she had on the most beautiful, long, flowy dress.
That dress was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Belt. She had that black belt.
And she had on the most beautiful
it was a
jewelry.
high split, though.
Yeah.
Didn't have a.
And she had on beautiful boots. Oh. And I was like, she just comes floating out and she automatically looks at everybody. She starts smiling. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I was pulling her back.
I'm gonna ask you. So Jill, this whole time,
come back, Amanda.
I'm gonna say, have you had to like calm her down this whole time, like just keep her calm? Yeah, I forget that was your job. Yes,
but I didn't go crazy.
My job.
I didn't go crazy like y'all think, okay? Because I was like, I'm a professional, all right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, until you.
I am representing James.
Until you get into the vortexes of everyone, it's like.
Yes. No, Caroline. Sorry, wait. Caroline wants to know: did you wear your caftan?
I did not.
It was too cold. I didn't be too cold. You did?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. So Jill did. Okay, good. Okay.
Because it was very cold, and the two that I have are more summer than winter, and I just decided on a sweater.
Okay.
So y'all are gonna be so proud of me. Okay, after everyone eats, they go to the stage and they start just talking. They're being goofy, really. And then they're doing like a raffle and an auction.
Now wait a minute before you do that. So we want everybody to feel what's going on. How big? How much was the crowd? How many people were there? You think about 50, 30? I mean, how many people were there?
Definitely less than 100.
Yeah, I would say probably 50 to 75 people.
Okay. That's actually a good turnout.
Yeah, it's a good turnout.
Considering the weather, considering
where it is.
Where it is, that's actually a really good turnout.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
great. That makes me feel so good. Because I thought you were going to say like 20, and that wouldn't have surprised me.
Yeah, me either.
You just never know, right?
Yeah.
You never know. Okay.
Especially because of where it is.
I'll see where it is. Yeah, where it is. Okay. So now, go ahead. So go ahead. Continue. I just want to make sure I get the stage. Say that now they're raffling. There's about 50, 75 people there. Go.
Oh, side notes.
Okay, I love side notes.
Jennifer is the most. I don't know how to explain it. She is the most sensual. When she walked out, every single person was like. She is like, her energy is like Marilyn Monroe. I couldn't. I got some stories. She was amazing to us. She was so sweet. Oh. She was obsessed with Jill's daughter. She loved my niece.
Oh, how funny.
She was like, can you do my makeup for me next time? Yeah, she was super sweet.
I've met you before.
Was there too?
Nice. Your daughter was there too?
She was.
Oh, great. So it was the three of you.
Yeah.
Dolores L says a walking sex stick. I like that. I've met Jennifer. She's beautiful. She is very sensual. She's very beautiful. Yeah. Very nice person. Candace Max in the chat room. I'm here.
Hey, Candace.
Yes. Okay. Go. You can continue.
Okay. So everyone's on the stage, and I was just stunned because the MC guy starts asking them questions. And then he says, anyone in the room who wants to talk to them or ask them questions, just come right up and I'll give you the mic.
Oh my gosh.
Tammy, you could hear a pin drop. Not one person got up.
Yeah, people get really embarrassed and they have questions, but it's one of those, well, I'll let somebody else go first kind of thing.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was like stunned. I was just like, what is wrong with these people? This is like your one chance, right? So this one guy gets up and he goes up and he asks his question and everybody was nice and everything, and the guy, the MC's like, please, someone else needs to ask a question. And I was like, you know what? I'm a professional. Ask questions for a living. Here we go.
Okay.
So I was like, Tammy and James are going to be so proud of me. So I get up and I march right up there and I get the mic and I ask about the fight on the roof. Remember the fight between Liam and Thomas on the roof?
Oh, okay. Okay.
The helicopter and all that. I asked them about that. They got so excited because they really, really wanted to talk about that. Apparently.
I forgot Matt was there too.
Yeah, Matt.
Right. So that's great. Kudos to you. Good.
Yeah, because they got all excited, Tammy. And they were like, "Oh, we're super proud of that. That's like one of our favorite things." And I was like, "Well, I just wanted to know like about it. Was it hard or like how?" And then they went into a whole thing. And then Casey got involved and he started explaining. And look, the MC turns around and he gets the mic and he goes, "Good question."
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I do this for a living.
I want to stop for a second because fans are going. So who was there?
Okay, so it was Jennifer, who plays Donna, Scott Clifton, Liam, Matt. Sorry, I froze, right?
On that name especially.
You were starstruck.
Matt
Atkinson, yes.
Yes.
Favorite. Yes.
KKL, of course. And Casey, the producer. I always call him that. That's for weird.
Aren't you missing somebody? Was he there too? My cousin, was he there?
Christian
J. LeBlanc was there.
Fabulous.
He was all over me. He was all over me, James.
Just
Of
let
course
it
he was.
go.
It runs in the
was
family.
all over me.
You could not miss Christian.
Of course not.
Oh my gosh, he was amazing. He was so fun. He was so fun.
He was hysterical.
It's such a shame that James's family is so quiet and understanding and they don't like the spotlight very much.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. So yes, I always say you have to get my cousin. He was there. Yes, that's funny. I know he's great. So they were all there because it was an event to honor this thing, and they do this thing once in a while down there, folks. They've done it before. I was invited to one earlier in the year. I couldn't go. They do this event down there, and Little Big Cup's a great place, and it's a lot of stuff. I just want to mention that.
Does Christian live there?
He does it part time. He has a place down there.
He does it part time. That's what I thought. He mentioned that at the Emmys, I think.
Yes, he did. He has a place down there and a place here. So he has both places. Yeah, that's both. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now go from there. Hi, Silly Chestnut, everybody. Everybody's in here. I love it. We usually hear at night talking about soaps at nighttime. It's kind of crazy. Okay, Amanda. So you asked that question. What happened next?
So they got excited about it, and when they answered me, they were they were directly looking at me, and they were very, very nice. I don't know what I was expecting, but they really exceeded my expectations of how they were so sweet, and they got all excited.
I'll say, Jill, for you too, it's your first time meeting soap stars. So you agree?
I agree. Like Jennifer was amazing. She was so sweet. And everyone was just so gracious and so they seemed very thankful to the fans, like they were
down to earth.
They were having a good time and they were they seemed like they were enjoying it too. So that was a really nice thing. There wasn't that any sense of ego or, I'm the star and, it was very down to earth and everyone was so nice. They really were.
I'm glad you guys are saying this because I just want to stop for a second because there's so much toxicity online about actors and stuff. And Tammy and I have been doing this for a long time, so we know this. Almost all of them are really nice. And they really want to interact with fans. They will enjoy it. So stop fucking it up.
Right.
So folks out there, stop going crazy after these fans because they literally want to share with you your experiences. And I'm glad you guys are telling them this. Most of them are super, super nice. They're regular folk who actually just happen to be on television. And so I'm glad that Amanda and Gillette to let you guys know these are nice. They're nice people. They just want to do their job. And so I hope people can see more of this. And while I'm doing this video, like just let's calm down a bit and like I say, and just take them in as people and with the jobs they do, because they love talking to fans. They would do more events if people aren't so crazy.
Yeah.
And so so I'm glad that they did this event for you guys down there. But I just want to make sure I say that. It's because it's bugging me because we do, like I said, but Tammy, I know interviewed many people. They're really nice folks. They really are just nice folks. So that's my little soapbox for tonight.
And I tell you, I was so fascinated too by the panel, the question and answer thing. They talked a lot about kind of the process, like how many shows they tape in a week, and like how they don't get scripts, like they hardly ever get them ahead of time, or like sometimes they don't even know what's happening with the story. You know, they're like, we don't even know. You know, I thought it was just fascinating to me that you know, the pace at which they work and you know, move those stories, and it was really interesting. And just I have to say this because I know someone had asked the only other person who asked a question was about the scenes with Brooke and Liam, which I've been watching you guys show.
Oh yeah,
James keeps bringing it up into the universe that there might have been something going on there, and Amanda and Tammy have been about ready to kill him.
You're right. You're right. Casey spilled tea on that. You're right.
Yeah. So
he says no.
Well, good. Well, that's good.
But I thought it was so interesting that that his question was, how come in that scene you guys are like, you started off like across the room from each other, and then by the end of the scene you guys are like,
yes,
they're like, what is going on, you know, like what is happening with that, why did you guys have to get that close and all this, you know? And it was so interesting because Kelly and Scott both were like, we weren't sure how to play it.
Yeah, they didn't know how to play it.
Right. They're like, it was written sort of along those lines. And they said, we don't know what the scripts are coming down the line.
Yeah, so they wasn't sure.
We just sort of played it.
Yeah.
So that if it goes down that path, there's something. And if it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating to me that like they don't even know. They're like, we just played it that way because it could be a possibility and it could not be, and who knows? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so
and given
funny.
the track records of, you know, both characters,
yeah,
you don't want to think that might even be in the realm of reality. But so Casey put a kibosh on that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But B-U-T and B-U-T-T. Again, I wasn't just seeing things. So that these just supported my side of things, that yeah, they were seeing things. And never say never, kids. It's bold and beautiful.
I think they were thinking about it.
I'm in the now, and the now says
I'm in the now.
We're staying in the now.
In the now. I'm in the now. But it's interesting. Just Jill just supported my thing. I'm just like that. They played. They didn't know how to play it. So we're supposed to be the trip though as an actor. You're like just playing. They have to be in the now, I guess, kind of almost in the present. As Tammy was talking, they kind of have to go, okay, well,
you have to be open. It's like, okay, yeah. Guess we're okay. Let's
right.
Yeah, and Jennifer said that she said a tip I got a long time ago was you always try to have chemistry with whoever you're doing a scene with.
How funny.
Yeah. Because it gives you some longevity in the business, because if you have chemistry with everyone you're on screen with, then all the possibilities are there.
Right.
That's good.
It's like,
Oh, that's smart. That's actually very smart. Amanda, they want to know if this is your first soap event.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
She's not a virgin anymore. She's not a virgin anymore.
She's not a virgin. Just popped her cherry. Oh.
Her soap cherry. Her soap cherry. Okay, so they had the question and answer thing. So what happens next? What actually happens next?
Well, Scott said something very interesting too. He said that they asked him.
They asked him.
What would he want to play? Like, what is the two things he wants to do? And he said evil twin.
Oh.
Or amnesia.
Oh, how funny.
You have that with Quinn?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Look what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hello, he played Amnesia. They were Jack and Jill or whatever their names were, or Adam and Eve or whatever their names were. That's so funny.
He said this was his favorite storyline that he's ever done.
Fascinating.
Oops, you hear that?
So here comes the auction. All right. I was targeting Scott. Okay. I'll be honest. I'll just be honest. I'm not going to lie about it. So here he comes up, right? And he has this. And there's a mug that Rena Sofer made that goes with it. And this, which I wanted really bad.
Oh, beautiful jacket.
Nice. Oh, I love it. Look at that.
And there's because KKL has one of these.
Well, excuse me. Aren't you fancy schmancy?
And then there was like other stuff too. James, you're going to be super jelly.
Okay.
This is why I bid on it.
I'm scared.
It is the original signed script
Gosh.
from the Halloween episode,
Oh,
Sheila's
you got
episode.
it.
With Sheila. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That is
It's
fantastic.
Kimberlyn. Oh, Tammy's going to be jealous. It's Kimberlyn, Sean, John McCook, and Tammy's favorite, Tracy.
Oh, and Tracy. Oh, wow. That's good. Tracy's
Wow.
right. That's really good.
And I was like,
Wow.
I want that. I want that.
You have to frame that.
You have to
So-
frame. I said the same thing, Tammy. You should frame it. I said the same thing. They want to know, did you get a bag, Amanda?
Yes.
Oh, yep. Yes. Got a bag. Here we go. Do it, girl. Do it. There you go.
Pretty.
Forrester.
Forrester. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just of that. You know, a bag lady. I'm just of that.
That
I'm
is
just of that.
so cool.
That's very cool.
And I got magazines.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's Susan Flannery. Yeah,
And then you're going to love this one, Tammy.
Tammy.
Look at the bottom. Look what it says. Can you see it?
Uh-uh.
Spencer Publications.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's one of their prop magazines. Oh my God.
It. Oh,
And my angel signed it.
She signed it. Oh my God, it's good. That's an Oliver. That's so funny. That's good. Those are some real, that's set props.
yeah, that is
My
amazing.
goodness.
Then I got an ice bucket.
Hey, okay. Mouse blanket. Okay.
Cups.
Oh, yeah.
We have those. We have those. Didn't we get? We have some of those, baby tumblers. I have mine sitting right over here.
Water bottle.
That's cute. Wow, that's cute. Go on, girl.
Pen set.
No.
A pen set. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm jealous of that. That's good.
And that's a lot of stuff, huh?
That is. That's good.
Let me tell you why I don't have my original Rena Sofer mug.
Why?
So the bid comes up and Scott's like, I want this mug. I'm bidding on this mug. And I was like,
Oh.
I want that script and I want that jacket. So I bid and then he bids and then I bid and he's like, I'm gonna arm wrestle you for this cup.
That's hilarious.
He's like, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna arm wrestle you for this cup because I want this mug. I'm a mug guy. And I was like, he's not getting that. I want that. Right? So I outbid him for it. He comes off the stage, comes down, I'm like, I'm not really gonna arm wrestle you. He grabs me, hugs me, and I look and I'm like, I look at Jill and I'm like, oh. So then he like hugged me really quick. And I said, look, I want all the other stuff. I said, you can have the mug if you sign something for me. And he was like, I'll sign whatever you want. And then he said, but I know her, so I kind of feel bad, like, to take your mug. And I was like, well, you seem like you really want it. And he was like, oh, I do. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it to you then. And he was like, okay, I'll take it. And then he grabs me and hugs me again, James. Again. Then we take a photo together.
You're like, you can take everything. You can take it all. Whatever this is.
I probably would have.
Just take it. Shit, yeah, whatever
I want all your swag. I probably would have been like, all right.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a great story. That's crazy. And Jill,
and there's more.
Well, wait, and Jill's sitting there. Go ahead, Jill. Yes.
When he walks off, I'm like, why didn't you arm wrestle him?
Everybody was mad. Everybody was mad at me that I didn't arm wrestle him. Even the women at the next table.
That would have been.
Ladies at the next table were like, why didn't you arm wrestle him? You could have arm wrestled him.
It could have been funny. It could have been really funny.
I said, I should have elbowed you right out of the way and arm wrestled him myself.
You should have. You said you should have. Oh my goodness, you should have. Oh, that's so funny.
I was doing like Tammy. I was getting my hugs in, James.
Yeah, that's right, girl. That's right. Get it when you can. Get it when you can. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's really funny. Okay, good. So you got all that swag. So I love swag. So congratulations. That's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. So that's very good. So now what happens? What happens next? So keep us going. You're still there. So keep us going. What's next?
What did the mug look like?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. What the mug look like?
It said Team Quinn.
Ooh,
and it was like a tan color.
Yeah, I remember her and Lawrence showing those mugs.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they're great.
I know I wanted that mug. I told y'all I just fell into the vortex. I couldn't help it, Tammy. I was lost in the vortex.
No, I mean,
I'm gonna give this man this mug and everything.
No, girl, I would have the same way. I would have lost. I just would have lost it and said, take whatever you want.
Lost in that plaid, just lost in the plaid.
The plaid, exactly. Just would like whatever you want. Just it's all yours. That's good. That's a great story. That's a good story. So okay, so you're still there. So what's next?
Casey made fun of Ridge. He did a Ridge voice, and he did a impersonation of Scott. And everybody kind of made Matt a little irritated because they wanted him to take off his shirt and he didn't want to. And
How did that even come up?
Girlfriend there, and he was not happy about it. And I was like, would you leave the man alone?
Was it for the auction? Like, how did that even come up?
Yeah, they were like joking about it. And then Scott got up and he did like the little, I showed you the video.
The video, yeah.
He did the little thing and he pulled over his shirt. Well, the guy that was hosting said, if we get it up to, I don't remember what it was, 2,000, if we get it up past 2,000 or whatever, Matt will take his shirt off. And he got a little irritated because he got the mic and he said, I already said, I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm not taking my shirt off for any amount of money. Right. And I was like, they done made him mad now.
Oh, poor Matt.
Yeah, I felt bad for him because imagine if that, you would never ask a woman that.
No, you wouldn't.
It's inappropriate.
That's not the point.
And he just ate Cajun food.
He has no shirt all the time on the show. That's not the point. Take your shirt off. Show us an ab. Come on, throw us a bone. Jeez.
Tammy, he just ate Cajun food.
Oh my God.
You don't take off shirts when you just ate Cajun food.
That's so funny. Tammy's like, fuck that. She's like, this is your job. This is your job.
Exactly.
Take off your thing what she said. Oh my God.
That's what the men in soaps do.
That's it.
They are objectified. That's just the reality. Take the shirt off.
I don't care. Take it off.
Oh my God, Tammy, that's I didn't expect that response. I'm like, okay. Oh my God, I didn't expect. I excuse me, folks. I didn't think I'm crying. Oh my God, I did not expect that. You go, Tammy. Like this, Tammy's like that's she's like that's your job. And you take that shirt off. Show them 10 abs. It's time to shit. Put them abs on. Okay. Oh my God, that's funny, Tammy. That just yeah. Tammy be throwing money at us. That's what Susan said. That's my girl. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny, Tammy. You win tonight.
Tammy's like, she's like Steffi. She woke up and chose violence.
Yes, she did. She chose violence. That's right. Tammy chose violence. She's like, no, that's your job. Get out there and do it. Okay. They're all Tammy facts. Exactly. Oh, poor Matt. Poor Matt. We leave Matt alone.
I think his girlfriend being there too, I think that made him probably more uncomfortable. I'm just guessing.
He's an actor.
I don't know.
If you're with Matt, you've got to be really cool.
I'm sure.
Oh, she was.
I'm sure she's like super cool and amazing, and she would have supported whatever he would have been comfortable
Oh,
with.
she would have.
Yeah.
Because she was sitting by herself, and I felt bad for her, so I went over and made friends with her because she looked so lonely and bored. So I just went over and started talking to her, and she was adorable. She was a sweetheart.
Okay.
I was like, oh.
She had like this long beige coat on.
Yeah, I loved her.
So pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
But we love Matt on Jail Jimmy. We love Matt Atkinson.
Yes.
And it's the Tammy Matt show. Whenever I'm just like put them together. Those two, they make magic when they put them together. So I love that. We love Matt. That's funny. Okay, so then what else happened? So he didn't take his shirt off. So what else happened after that?
So after everything was done, they go to the step and repeat. Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay. With the red carpet. So people got in line, but there really wasn't that many people. Like people started leaving.
Really?
So then we got in line and we were waiting. And when we go to walk up the order that they were in,
okay,
Kelly's in the middle. KKL is in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to be by her. I'm sorry. I do. Okay. She's an angel. I must be by her. So I walk up, right? And Scott's like, hey. And I went, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I was like, I just need to go by KK and I need to tell Matt something. And he was like, okay, I'm sure you do. Okay. So then we take the photo and everything. And that's how I ended up in the photo with Christian.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm gonna get in between in the sandwich. And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I needed this sandwich.
I want to ask Jill for a second. Which of those men there would be like you're like, ooh, yes, that were there?
God, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Scott was like, he was so he was charming. He was so personable and like just so nice and like just all this like good energy, you know, like just he was so adorable. He was just so
It sounds like he was really playful.
He was
all over me, Tammy.
He was really
all over
playful and just fun and but I tell you, Matt is like, he's rather stunning in person.
So me and Tammy know. We know.
He walked out of that VIP room that Amanda was talking about, the doors, you know, opening and KK walked out. Well, later the doors opened and the guys came out and he was like, he was stunning. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, in person, I was like, oh my goodness.
Jill, you understand. So when Tam and I first met Matt we were at AfterBuzz TV. And I booked him for the show. And I didn't realize how tall he was or whatever. Like he came through, we have this long hallway and a door at the end. And he comes into the door like, your guest is here, or whatever. And it's just like there was a halo behind him. And he just walked closer. He had a tight shirt on. He was just a 6'5" tall, and me and Tammy were just like putting his hands, basically.
He's very debonair. He's got that suave, sophistication, where Scott's got that playful, charming, boyish, goodness to him, and like very different personalities.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I remember after the show when Matt left, when we walked out of the studio, people were like, "Oh my God, who was that?"
Exactly.
Oh my God, who was that? We were laughing.
That's the only time I really had that happen after was when I had Derek Thieler on. Who's another guy who's like 6'5", blonde, whatever. And people were like, "Who's that?" He was on Baby Daddy, the show Baby Daddy. And I was like, "Yeah, Matt Atkinson is hot stuff, baby, this evening." He was all that. And that's when Tammy and Matt started their whole thing. The magic happened on that show.
Yeah, and his the good writing. I was not having Thomas.
You weren't
not having it.
Oh, she was having Matt Atkinson, but she was having Thomas. But she was having Matt Atkinson. I was like, no, that part was fine, but she was not having Thomas Forster.
No, it was fun. Good days.
And that smile, man, his smile it's just like, oh, wow. Yeah, he was very smart.
And with Scott Clifton, again, my friend Lindsay Godfrey, who used to play Caroline Spencer, who's on Days, said that they have the same trainer here in LA, and that Scott is getting buffer because he's working out more. So you got a chance to have, but look at.
Oh, I got some feels, James.
Well,
I'm glad. Good.
Amanda and I
had to do it for Tammy.
Yes. Yeah. I appreciate. Thank you.
For Tammy. Yes,
Amanda and I had a whole discussion about his arms on the ride back home. I was like,
you didn't have to tell him that, but yeah, we.
The anatomy.
Well, I'm just saying, because he's working hard. He deserves some kudos, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Those arms are. Yeah, there's
okay, girl. She's speechless. Those arms.
Let me tell you what my niece did. So I missed this part. So during the auction, he was coming around with that green leather jacket. They were auctioning it off. So he's walking around and he's going up to people and he's being silly and he's like, "Touch my jacket," and he's like doing all this, and he's like, "Go ahead, touch it, right?" He comes up to my niece and she's like, and look, he goes, "Oh, not into it, huh?" And she's like, I said, "You're the only woman in the world that would snub Scott."
I know, like, hello. And how old is your niece? And how old's your daughter?
She's 13.
Oh, she had that age.
She was like, "Ew, he's old."
Yeah.
Yeah, that age. Yeah, that age. That's
it was so funny.
It was hilarious. And before he left, he came over and said, "I know that you hate me, but I'm gonna give you a hug anyway." And I was like, "Oh God."
That's so funny. Aw, I love it. So folks didn't come take a lot of pictures with them. Only a few of you guys did. That's so weird. They're like right there. I mean,
at first there was a lot, but the later it got, more people started like trickling out.
Yeah.
But I was so lucky because Casey, because we know Casey.
Yeah, we know Casey. Yeah.
So he was like, "Hey, can you just hold on a little bit? I'll be back," because I never got my stuff, right? So I went over and I paid for what I bought, right? I went over, I paid, and then I didn't get my stuff, and everyone else got their stuff, and everyone's leaving. They didn't kick us out or anything. I think they thought we were VIP.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're part of JLJ Media's Bold Beautiful Me Spotlight. He knows who you are. That does mean so you're press on some level. That does mean, because you could come back here and go, "This thing sucked," and we talk about it on our show. He knows Casey knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
So he was like, "Just wait a minute and I'll be back." And I was like, "Okay." So Scott comes over and I'm like, I never got my stuff yet. And he was like, "Okay." And I said, "So I can't give you your mug." And he said, "Oh, okay, well, where is it? And I was like, I don't know, I'm waiting on Casey. And he's like, oh God, I don't believe anything Casey says. And I was like, so I finally get my stuff, right? So they bring me my stuff. And I walk over to Scott and I said, I made you a shirt because I almost forgot. I made him a shirt too. He loved it, Tammy.
What did you make?
He opened it and he went, oh my God. He went, oh my God, it's V-neck. And I was like, yeah, I know you love V-neck. I sounded like a stalker. I know it. I'm like, yeah, I know you love V-neck. I was like, by the way, me and my co-host are like a little obsessed with you. And he said, he just looked at me for a second and I told him about the show and the podcast and everything, all the whole thing. And I was naming, like, we interviewed this person and Tanner, and he goes, excuse me, why have you not interviewed me? And I was like, we've been trying to get you, like, you know, and he was like, well, and I don't want to be mean, but I was like, I just assumed that you don't really do interviews.
You said, oh, that's so funny. What did he say? What did he say?
And he goes, well, how have you been trying to get in touch with me? And I was like, through Eva?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, you'll have to tell me what she said then. And I was like, oh no, I'm not getting in trouble. I was like, you're gonna get me in trouble. But yeah, he was like, I would love to do you. Sorry, I keep freezing. My computer. But he's like, I would love to do your show. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna hold him to that. Right?
Well, I'll talk to Eva. We'll get him on.
Good. Because he was kind of like, when I said I was naming everybody, and then when I said, oh, and we interviewed Tanner, he went, so you interviewed all the guys basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And he was like, oh, but not,
kind of,
but not me. Okay. So then, right, I give him his mug and everything and his shirt and all this stuff. So then he's like, here, hold this. So he just hands it all back to me. And he's like digging in his bag. We're so ridiculous. We didn't bring cash and we didn't bring a Sharpie. So he's like, do you have a Sharpie? I'm like, no. Because he was gonna sign the picture, but it's like a weird texture. Okay. So you can't like do it with a pen. You would need like, you know. Jill goes, oh my God, we got notebooks. And she's like rummaging. She's like, we got notebooks. And he pulls out the notebook.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, perfect.
She pulls out the notebook, and guys, he's writing, and I was like, I'm so excited. I was like, my co-hosts are gonna be so jealous. And he's writing, and he looks up and he smiles at me, and he keeps writing. And I'm like, what is he doing? He wrote, to Amanda, thanks for the mug from your biggest fan, Scott. And then he drew, y'all probably ain't gonna be able to see it. He drew a mug.
A little mug.
Oh, yes.
So cute. Oh.
Very sweet.
Yeah, he was so sweet. Like, I was so shocked, honestly. Because he even came up to us like a couple of times with, you know, and I was like, oh my God, hi.
They're regular people, Amanda. They're regular people.
It was like, what are y'all doing? And at that moment, this is gonna sound odd, but at that very moment, we were showing Jennifer some belly dance moves because she asked us to show her some belly dance moves. At that very moment, he walks over and he's like, what are y'all doing? And she's like, we're learning belly dance. I'm learning how to belly dance. And he's like, oh, okay.
Wow.
It was fun though, James.
Yes, I know. For you, I think, you know, because Tammy and I are out here. We're out here in LA, so we get more chances. And I'm trying to think, when I did the Sean Katie thing, didn't Eva come up to you and go, I have a better seat for you, Tammy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they recognize you are part of a show.
Sweet.
She was very
I'm saying, Amanda, you are part of a show that they actually respect. Because, you know, I put in a lot of hard work in the show, and then you guys put on a lot of work in the show, and they know the show is something they can respect, and we're looked at as a press outlet. So, I mean, I'm just letting you know, you're a part of that. You are a part of that. So the fact they treated you with kindness and respect, I'm not surprised because
I felt so special, James, because we were like the last people leaving. We were leaving with the stars. They were walking out and we were leaving. But let me tell you what happened. 2 times I had like an out of body experience. Okay. So one time was when I was talking to Scott, and he was so playful and like flirty that I was like caught off guard by it, right? And I, for a minute, I was like, "Oh my god, I am literally talking to Scott Clifton. I will die now," right? So the next one, everyone's like leaving, right? Everyone's gone, and it's just like a few people. And so KKL comes out, and she's like, she comes and she's like standing by us, and she goes, "Oh," and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, I was like, "Are you tired?" I was like, "Why don't you sit down?" And she was like, no, I'm not tired. She's like, "My ankle." She's like, "My ankle's killing me." And I was like, sit down. So she sits down and she's like, "Oh, do y'all know what happened to my ankle?" And I'm like, "Do I know? Of course I know what happened to you." And then she starts telling us how she thought it was weird that they wrote that she fell up the stairs. So she went home. She went home and Googled it. And she was like, people really do get hurt falling upstairs.
Yeah, they do. You can hurt yourself up the stairs. Yes.
And she's been doing so much traveling lately. I was wondering if that was going to come up.
And she had beautiful boots on. Then I'm sure we're not helping.
Yeah.
You can fall up the stairs. I've fallen up the stairs before. Not fun. You trip up the stairs. Like, oh, whatever. Yes, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, she was funny because she said, I thought maybe it was a typo. She's like, so I went home. That's what she said. I went home and Googled it to see. She goes, and then I asked, like, this says like falling up the stairs. And I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they were like, well, we couldn't put down because then you'd be too hurt. Yeah, and she was like, oh, okay.
Well,
so then
makes sense.
We're just talking, right? Yeah. We're just talking back and forth and just talking. And I just had this moment of like, oh my God, I am literally standing right here in front of KK, and she's sitting at the table and we're just chit-chatting. I was like, I am going to die now. And then the magazine, I was like, you're tired. You don't have to sign nothing. It's okay. And she was like, no, give it to me. So she's like, but I don't know where to sign. I was like, sign anywhere. I was like, you're going to make it like perfect. Just sign it anywhere. So, okay. And then she signed our little book. It was amazing. I was like freaking out.
So we have a couple of questions I want to ask you, of course, in the chat. But first I want to say, I do know how Amanda feels. Tammy was there for this one. When Christelle Alfonso from Days of Our Lives was like, she's in the building and she went to float up the stairs to the green room. I had a moment. Yes. And Tammy's like, go in the corner. Because I know I did. I was
literally, he was hyperventilating.
I was.
Like about to just burst into tears. And like, pull it together.
She said she did. She's like,
it's showtime.
She did. She said, Tammy was like
total professional that he is.
Yeah. It was just total mom. She was like,
and then he broke down, during the interview, which was lovely and beautiful and perfect. So.
Yeah, but no, you were a total mom. You were like, get in the corner, please don't go. Yes, ma'am. And I went in the corner. Like, okay, you do this. But I did, but Amanda, I know. I mean, it's weird because I know we don't get that with stars, but she is I know she's my favorite. Like she's my favorite. It was like 38 years in the making. I've been waiting for that. I guess it's like, I totally get it, Amanda. I totally get it.
I kept it together.
Good.
Through the whole event. I was professional. I talked to Casey. I was being so good, James. And then the last minute, I was with my KK and I was like, I just lost it for just 2 seconds. And I was like, I love you so much. Look, I was like, I love you so much. I was like, I watched you since I was little. I was like, and you're so gorgeous. I didn't know if it was like TV magic. I was like, but now I see you in person and you're like stunning. I was like, I can't handle it. And James, I was like, you're everything. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you.
That's so, I'm
Ain't
sure
it anymore.
she loved that. I'm sure she loved that. So Amanda, I want to know how Amanda got on JLJ Media. She's very funny. So she was a fan who started her own podcast.
I was obsessed with James.
She was. And we talked about it, and I reached out to her and we started talking. I had her on one of my shows. I was like, let's talk about it. And then we became friends online, like online friends. And I always reach out to all the other podcasters out there. And she said, I started a podcast because you were doing a podcast. So I thought I'd do one also. I was like grateful. And then we became friends. And then we had her come on just to guest our show. And then she never left.
I was like, I'm not leaving.
We've been trying to get her off of this show for how long, James? She just keeps showing up every time.
She won't take off her top. So I mean, she won't show her abs. So I mean, so she's on the show. She's on the show. So that's how she's part of JLJ Media. And now she does audio dramas with me, all kind of stuff. We love Amanda. And then Amanda, you did meet Dom. So how was that? You got to meet Dom. They want to know about that.
Oh, he thought I was such a weirdo, James, because he did not recognize me or anything, right? So I was like, hey, Dom. Hey, Dom, it's Amanda. And then I had to explain, and I said, I just told him, thanks for getting her to send me a message, because she actually sent me a voicemail message. Okay. KK did.
Yeah.
And she actually sent me the message, and I know he did it. Like, I know he did it. So I was like, thank you. Da, da, da. And at first he was just looking at me like, who is this weird girl?
He knows me and Tammy. He knows me and Tammy. He recognizes us.
After he put it together after a minute, and then I said, can I please get a picture with you? Because I want to make James jealous. And he was like, oh yeah, come on.
I know it's a great picture of you guys. So he knows me and Tammy. It's like he knows our faces and everything. So, and and we've also seen him before in person. So he knows.
Oh, he was super sweet though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's very nice
and
guy.
Those two together are the most adorable. She kept calling him, where's my honey?
Yeah.
I was like, that's adorable.
And I love seeing, the talent are so amazing, right? Scott and Matt and Kelly and Jennifer, everyone's so amazing. You hope whoever they're with is just as amazing, right? Like you want them to be happy. And when you see Dom and when you see Matt's girlfriend just being so sweet and supportive, it's like, yay, that's good.
I know. Tammy, you would have loved her. And they had the cutest thing, right? So Matt's on the stage and he comes down and he gives her a kiss, then he goes back on the stage. Okay. Then a little while later, he comes down, he gets them both a drink, he brings her the drink, goes back to the stage, and when he sits down, he looks right at her and cheers her, and then they drink. Then he comes down, he gives her like a rub on the back, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet.
That's sweet.
And when I was talking to her, she was like, oh, you noticed that? And I was thinking, everybody noticed that.
They want to know, did the men smell good? The men smell good, ladies. They smell good?
Yes. Everyone smelled good. I was like, oh, this is nice. Everyone smells good, James. They're all approved.
No, it's weird because when I met Tabiana on GH last week, she smelled good. I was like, girl, what are you wearing? You smell good. So it's funny they smell good. It's funny you guys asked that in the chat room. I never really sniffed our stars, but
well, I sniffed Scott. I'll admit it. He didn't just hug me a little bit. Like, he hugged me. I was like, whoa. Like a hard hug. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
I don't hear you complaining, Amanda. You're like, it was a hard hug. Poor me. Like, okay, girl, sorry that you had a hard hug.
He's crushing me.
It's those big guns he's
His
got.
arm, stabbing his arm.
I'm just complaining. He hugged me so hard he wouldn't let go. I don't know what's wrong.
I didn't want to be rude or anything, but my gosh. I can't breathe, okay?
Yes. I mean, hello. We held on forever until they went off.
Right?
That's crazy. Yeah, Amanda. No, I think it's such a wonderful thing. Again, the chat room's loving this, of course, and I'm loving this as hearing you guys talk about it. That you got to your first soap event. It was such a great experience. It benefited a good cause too. I should give them a good cause, cancer support community. Make a good cause. Cancer's touched all of us, I'm sure, in our lives in some area in our families and lives. But you had a great experience. You guys do it with your sister. So you guys got a great experience with your sister. Do you have a memory that you'll never forget? You got all this great swag. I mean, I think it's just wonderful.
Oh, it was amazing. Now I'm so excited for your event, James.
Yes, my event, folks, is talking about December 10th at Barnes & Noble The Grove. It's Sean Kanan's second book, Welcome to the Kumite, which he just sent to me. I have it. I'm going to read it this week when I have time off. And it'll be December 10th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're available in Los Angeles, come to The Grove. All your stars from all 4 shows show up because he has a lot of friends who will come and show up.
And me and Tammy will be there.
And they'll be there also. My brother will probably be there. My sister will probably be like last time.
Cobra Kai audience and fans will be there.
Yes, it's a nice little audience. And Barnes & Noble, it's a nice Barnes & Noble over the Grove. So they'll do a good job there. It's a lot of fun. So you'll get to see me and Sean Kanan on stage doing our thing that we do all the time. But it's gonna be good. And I'm trying to get the band together. I already told Frank Moran. So folks that are fans of the Soap Block, we're gonna all have dinner together or lunch together one of those days while you're here. Frank said yes. So we're gonna have the whole Soap Block together. We're gonna get a picture or a video or something of all us together. Because you guys have been supporting me for the last almost 8 years. February will be 8 years for me doing this. And I've known Tammy at least 6 of them. I would say 5 or 6 of them at this point, Tammy. I think it was 20. It was before I had Bell's palsy, I think. Because I think I left.
Yeah, he celebrated 5 at AfterBuzz.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's almost getting there too, girl. Wow, I get on you a long time also. And Tammy just
I'm the newbie.
My mother said the other day, she goes, Tammy Govey is really beautiful.
She is.
I said she is.
I'm obsessed with Tammy.
Tammy just glides across rooms. Wait till you see Tammy in person, man. You're gonna fan out over her too.
I know. I can't wait.
It's glides across rooms.
Like, I need to hug Tammy.
Now, Tammy, don't hug her too long because she may complain later.
I know.
Too long.
Don't get offended if I rub your arms, Tammy.
Exactly. So, but yes.
Speaking of, I have to share, especially with Tammy, because I have to rub this in Amanda's face a little every time.
Who tell it?
Know what you're gonna say.
Or Tammy, tell it.
We were doing our little photos at what's the thing called, Amanda?
7 repeats.
Yes. So we line up and Amanda gets on one side of KKL. So I got on the other side of KKL. Well, Amanda decides to have a conversation with Matt, who was on the other side of her.
I had to tell him something.
So they're chit-chatting and we're there like waiting. So we're kind of hanging and Matt, Scott was like, what they doing? I'm like, I said, she's a talker. And he's like, oh, he said that whole side down there is talkers. And I was like, oh. So I'm like, okay. So I'm standing there, and so me and Kelly make, kind of eye contact, and she's like, "Now, where did you say that you guys were from again?" Because we had talked earlier, and so I said, "We're from Mississippi," and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And so we're there, and she's just looking at me, and she touches me on the shoulder, and she goes, "Oh my gosh," she said, "You are so pretty." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And so we gather up, we take the picture, right, and we walk off. And we're going around, and I was like, I go and I grab Amanda, and I was like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "What?" I was like, KKL just told me that I was pretty. And she's like,
"Shut up."
She did not. And I said, "Yes, she did."
That's what you get for being a talker.
A talker, exactly.
Tammy, I told Matt that you hate him again. And he said, this is the conversation we're having. And he said, well, maybe tell her, like, give it a few months. And I went, oh, really? And he went, no, not really. No, not really. She's going to hate him.
I can hear him saying that. Like, not really.
But I know Amanda. Well, actually, I watched your you guys at the Emmys at the red carpet. I watched all y'all's interviews and stuff. And I saw, I believe it was Christian, right, Tammy, who told you how beautiful you were.
Yeah, I brought him up. Yes, and he said it to you.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I have to tell Tammy that she and I both apparently were very beautiful. According to the stars. I mean,
I was so jealous.
The thing was, we had said on a show how beautiful Tracy Bregman is.
Oh yeah, she's one of the things that leaves me speechless. Like I didn't say anything to her.
You did. I go, Tammy is behind the camera.
Yeah.
Loves you, and this is Tammy. She just wants to just like.
All I did was this.
Yeah, she started doing that too.
She couldn't even talk.
There was nothing. I couldn't say anything to her.
She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. And then Christian said, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." And then Amanda, and then Lauren, she said, "Yeah, you're beautiful." But you hear it on camera when he says, "Tammy, you're beautiful," and Tammy's just like, he went behind the camera.
I know. Inside, I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" At first, I was freaking out. I was like, "I can't believe she just said I was pretty," and Amanda's gonna kill me. But I was like they tell me this every day. I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
But you're trying to play it cool. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Yes, I am beautiful.
I was thank you.
Yes, exactly. That's so funny, but yeah, I like that. It's like, again, these stars are super nice.
Yeah.
We've been on for 70 minutes. I'm going to end the show now.
Oh my gosh.
I got to eat, folks. I don't eat anything. I got to eat. But in all seriousness, I think congratulations to both of you guys. We've been having a great experience and for a great thing. I think it's just, folks. That's if you get a chance to go to any soap events, try to go to if you can. If you have the money and the time, try to go. They want to connect with you guys. Seriously, fans love it. They want to connect. I mean, the stars love it. They want to connect with you. And they really and it's all for fun and for love. And a lot of times they do these things for special events. So you're supporting the event also. It's always supporting the event, which is always the greatest thing too. So, but again, I just want to say to people out there, these are regular folks doing their job. Let's be a little more kind to them. On camera, on screen, online, whatever, and then in person. We need to be kinder to them. It's like they're doing a job, and it's a hard, as Jill just said, it's a hard job, folks. It's not easy, at all. So and he said, Caroline says Jill has been terrific on the BB podcast with Amanda. Welcome to the podcast world, Jill. Welcome to the podcast world, and stay tuned. I sent in my headshot and my resume to boy. They asked for them, Bold and Beautiful. So
James, that's what I was bidding on. They had a walk on, and no one was bidding because it started at like I think 600 or something, and no one was bidding. And Casey said, "You can bring 2 or 3 of your friends," and I went, "I'll bid on it." I'll bid on it. And then once the bidding started going, though, it got high. It got higher than I wanted. I really wanted that mug. It got really high, and I was like, I don't think I want to go that high.
Well, basically, no walk-on roll for you and your friends, and no mug. So I don't understand. What the what? Yes, Tammy is beautiful. MJ said Tammy is beautiful, and so are the other 2 ladies. They are.
Oh yeah, I can't handle it. Tammy looks so young.
Tammy says she's just breathless, folks. I mean, all the men in my life love Tammy. They all love her. They do. They love Tammy. They love it. But so thank you, ladies, for sharing your experience.
Yes.
Of course, me and Tammy appreciate it. We saw the excitement. And one of the thumbnails of this thing is a group picture of them. I put the one that you sent me, the group picture. Perfect. So you'll see them all together on the step and repeat. So that's the thumbnail for this. So look at the thumbnail.
Oh, that'll be cool.
James, don't you feel like we were there?
I do. No, it was good.
I mean, that was an amazing recap, you guys.
Yes, that was good.
Really good.
That was very good.
Yay, I'm glad y'all liked it.
Everybody in the chat room they loved it too. And great. And Shelly says, great job on the podcast, Jill. So everybody's loving Jill. And that's the Bold and Beautiful podcast, folks. Subscribe, listen to it, listen to them. Are you gonna do a show on this? You're gonna do a show on this whole experience? Are you gonna do one?
Yeah, we probably will.
Yeah, I do it. Okay, so just but go ahead and follow them at Bone Beautiful Podcast, of course. Follow us at Bone Beautiful Universe all over the place. Follow Tammy at Tammy.Govea on Instagram, Tammy Govea everywhere else. I'm Jay Sold, and we love you guys. And happy Thanksgiving to those who are celebrating it. Thank you so much, everyone. And you're right, Candace Mack. Doing it live was best.
Bye, Candace.
Always right, Candace. And we'll see you guys next time.